Good Friday afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Victor, good to see you. I think you're muted. Sounds like you're muted. And you are a bit choppy. Ah, yes.
Okay, I'll fix that while you're talking.
Okay. So, Victor and I are the co-host of a podcast called DevOps Paradox, if you've never seen it or listened to it before. And on Fridays when we're around, we do a live show just looking at news of the week or talking about just random things. This is going to be the last episode or the last live for this year. We're going to take next Friday off. It's the day after Christmas. So my daughter's already said no more. Okay, sounds good to me. I'm sure your daughter and family are also saying the same thing. It's like, no, next Friday you're off.
I think that my daughter is 15. I think that now this is the period where she couldn't care less about me.
Okay. Well, my daughter's double that age and she cares. So there we go. It'll come back around.
I'm sure that she will need money at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very good to see you. Also, we may take off, since we're talking about it, definitely off next week. That would be the December 26th. We'll probably take off January 2nd as well. That's the day after New Year's Day. I have a feeling Victor's probably still asleep.
Will be or can go. We'll see. One of the two.
I was going to just try to keep it family friendly there and that you were asleep. But there's also probably going to be not a lot of news out over the next couple of weeks. That's especially with the holidays falling right in the middle of the week or right almost in the middle of the week. So,
I mean, it's crazy year. For all I know, 7 new models will be released the night before New Year's Eve.
Which we'll talk about today again. Let's go and get to it because there was a new tool released today that I want to do. I've read the docs. Let me rephrase that. I glanced at the docs. I haven't really read them. I'll do a quick install. I want to see how it works, and we'll do it live today. So, this week's episode 329, Vibe Coding and the Technical Debt Time Bomb, was released on Wednesday, and honestly, it's been so long since we recorded it, I don't even remember what we said. It may have changed since then. Probably has. But it's very interesting. Where are you at on vibe coding nowadays?
I don't know anymore what people think by vibe coding, just to be clear. I'm going to call it context engineering, right? Just to confuse everybody even more. I'm all the time in it. It's a dream come true, man. I always had problem. I don't like speaking with people. That's not my thing. And sometimes I feel lonely. Now I have fixed both, kind of like I can speak with somebody all the time. And you know what? It always tells me I'm right. It's so amazing. I love it.
Speaking of monologue here, we're gonna come back to you here. I found out about this. There's all these dictation things that are out now, including the things that are built in. And this one appears to be really good. I tested it out some this morning. I'm going to test it out some more. I'm still on the free plan, so I get 1,000 free words, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But the thing that's interesting is if you have an M series Mac, you can run the models locally. And be completely, which is pretty cool. Right now I'm still remote, which is fine. It gives me more languages, but I know English, and English is, and I think the remote was 100 plus model or 100 plus languages, and the local was 25-ish languages, which makes sense for a smaller model.
Is that kind of to speech to text
Correct.
Type of?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't have to type anymore.
If you ask me, I think that this is potentially the best example I can think of or justification for local model.
Yes.
Because it's latency, right? Latency here matters a lot. Yeah. If you talk to an agent that is going to write your code, latency is not that important because that's not where the most time is spent.
Right. So I don't have much to report on it, other than I saw a guy that's using it a lot. They have like a leaderboard too, so you can sort of track and see who's using it the most. So we'll see. I'll test it out. And I'll test out the local model too. I just haven't done that yet. Because on the machine that I'm running on primarily is an M2, what is it, an M2 Max, I think? or it's a base M2 Studio. I just can't remember which model that is. But anyway, this week, yesterday, Kubernetes 135 came out.
Okay.
Timbernetes.
Okay.
A world tree release.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever. 20.
So much enthusiasm, Darin.
Well, I mean, that's what you've always said is Kubernetes is boring. So it's like...
it is boring.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. And this was the first year to where there was only 3 releases, I think, right? Or did it start last year? Do you remember?
I'm not sure now. I think it was every 3 months. Maybe now it's every 4.
4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just couldn't remember if that was last in 2024.
I'm not sure either.
Let's see what the next timeline is. Oh, that's the old timelines. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, just tell me what came out. Oh, nothing came out. Great. That's wonderful to know.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the release information. What I want to see is... Well, I looked at this one.
There's the summary. Oh, no, that's a cycle. Okay.
No, it's just... There's no, like... Where's this silly list
Maybe
of
they heard me
things?
saying that kind of it's boring. We don't care. So they don't care about
That's a caps.
writing it down. There we go.
Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm surprised because I thought because typically it's here and then it shows here's all the new stuff, here's the deprecated stuff, here's all the blah blah blah, and it's not there. I guess we'll have to wait for an official one to come out from somewhere else. Very strange. Unless here, let's do this. Let's hit the blog. Nope. Ingress Nginx was the last blog item. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
It's out. Go ahead and upgrade before you go on holiday. That's all you got to do, right? There's no problems with that, right?
Yeah.
You know, go from 16 to 35. There won't be any problems with that. One thing we talked about Gonzo a few weeks ago.
Okay.
It's a log processing. Now it also does native Kubernetes log ingestion. So instead of having to grab the logs and then pipe them around and blah blah blah, now the native does this. So Gonzo connects directly to your cluster using your kubeconfig. No piping, no shell loops, no blah blah blah, nothing else.
Nice.
So you just say Gonzo
nice.
Kubernetes enabled true, and off you go. See logs across all pods, namespaces, or services. Shows logs by whatever namespaces, selectors. So you can just do live stream. I guess this is basically tail F or tail. How do you do a remote tail? I don't even remember anymore.
I don't know what you mean by remote tail, but it's still tail.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And there you go. All right. So
nice.
This is from the Control Theory guys down in Austin. One thing, I'm serving the Kubernetes loop right now, so we'll get into the AI loop in a minute. ACM now supports automated certificate management for Kubernetes. I thought it was there all along.
I'm so surprised, man. I haven't used it, but I would assume kind of like we have Cert Manager for a long, long time that everybody's using it, or they have a similar feature.
Yep. They do now.
AWS, be embarrassed, kind of like be ashamed.
Yeah.
Not for doing it, but for doing it now.
Well, it's this time of year. Why not? Just go ahead and do it late. Here's the big news. I'm going to call it Kubernetes related. Docker has now come to the point to where they had hardened images, but you had to pay for it. Fair enough. And now it's just free. Period.
So that means people are not paying for it.
People don't have to pay for it
No.
anymore.
People were not paying for it.
No, we're not paying for it. Okay,
right? Because companies don't make something for free if it's really earning them a significant chunk of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they started in May of 25. They hardened over 1,000 images and Helm charts, both. Okay, great. And we're
Yeah.
establishing a new industry standard by making DHI freely available and open source to everyone who builds software. Now, there are other companies in this space.
Oh,
ChainGuard comes to mind. There was
Yeah,
another one I saw that got like $10 million in Series A the other week. And now this feels very Sherlocked at this point.
yeah. I mean, I think that ChainGuard was the first that took it seriously, right? Maybe not literally the first, but the first, we all learned about and some of us started using. And it's unrealistic not to expect that when you discover something that seems to be a good business, that you're not going to get competition. It was almost inevitable that new startups would pop up and try to compete in that same space, and that Docker and others will do the same, because where there is money to be found, there is competition as well, right?
Yeah.
And ChainGuard, this is something I wasn't aware until yesterday, actually, and that's thanks to Brett. So thanks, Brett, for that info. Then I started digging and stuff like that. I was completely not aware that ChainGuard stopped offering free images for majority of images. Before they had latest, anybody can use the latest tag. You cannot use for free specific tag, specific version. And then they reduced that and said, okay, no, free images, not anymore. Only a handful of them that are commonly used. So this announcement from Docker is actually very positive.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah, so the next paragraph goes on to say, if it sounds too good to be true, here's the bottom line up front. Every developer and every application can and should use DHI without restrictions. Here's the next part. When you need continuous security patching applied in under 7 days, images for regulated industries, or you want to build customized images on our secured build infrastructure where you need security patches beyond end of life, it has commercial offerings. All of those things seem reasonable to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that different from the model ChainGuard is having.
Yeah,
it's not the same, but essentially it's that kind of, if you're small, you get it for free. If you need enterprises, something, you pay for it.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
And Adobe and Qualcomm have bet on DHI since it came out. So that's
very nice.
Now we'll have to watch the rest of this ecosystem and see what happens. Where is the differentiation going to start? So
it's a very small. So really, when those things happen, you always need to think about what is the moat that the one that came first built, so that those that came later cannot really take over business completely. In this case, ChainGuard, I guess the sheer number of images that they are hardening and reducing and stuff like that. I'm not sure how big of a moat that is, right? How hard it is for others to just enter into the same business. We'll see. Yeah. I suspect that Docker can actually do it.
Case word brought up here, Iron Bank Wiz, acquired by Google, also had hardened images.
I'm pretty sure that many have that, but ChainGuard, at least in my case, is the first one that took it seriously, kind of like we have a serious catalog of images. Yeah. Everything you can ever imagine is here, right?
Yeah, let me grab Luther's question here. Is it just me, or is AWS with the new Kubernetes features, their Argo CD, those kinds of things, trying to eat into the ecosystem projects? My gut feel is yes, of course.
I mean, everybody does, just to be 100% clear. AWS, both AWS and Azure and up to a level Google are all packaging ever increased number of projects into managed Kubernetes, right?
Because they can sell it, right? And make a couple of pennies off of it.
Sometimes it's sell it, but in some other cases, it's not about being able to sell, but it's about having competitive service. So if Azure and Google offer, hey, here's our managed Kubernetes cluster and it comes with XYZ, then that you might have to offer something equivalent to XYZ as well, even if you're not going to raise the prices or anything like that.
Okay. One more, since we were talking about AWS here for a minute. Cedar is now in the CNCF as a sandbox. Cedar is OPA-like.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess they just got tired of maintaining it themselves and give it to somebody else to deal with.
Oh, if you think that donating to CNCF means that somebody else will do it, you're terribly wrong. Maybe later, over time, but very, very prolonged time, and in only special cases you will get additional maintainers. But in general, it's still you.
Yeah,
you just don't own it, but you still do the work.
Yeah, I don't understand why we need Cedar when we have OPA. I mean, you did a little bit more into it than I did, so I just don't remember the why Cedar.
It was too complicated for me. I'm not. My mental capacity is not.
And OPA isn't?
Oh, OPA as well. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's in the CNCF, so we'll have to watch and see what happens. I want to go ahead. I have a couple of posts here. So this was a LinkedIn post I saw. We don't have to dig into all of it, but your engineers aren't paid for their hours. They're paid for the focus that makes those hours valuable. So here, this picture says 1,000 words, I think. Two people pair programming, working on a thing, getting a thing. Hey, can I get an update for my PowerPoint? Everything goes right. What were we doing? Don't know anymore. It's too true. Oh,
yeah.
Luther brings back this point about Cedar. I forgot. Can be built in the application permission model for Auth-C.
That's cool.
Yeah. One of the other things that happened this week, Mozilla said that the new Firefox is going to be an AI-based browser.
AI-based browser. Okay.
Just like Chrome is basically an AI browser now. If you look at it, there are models downloaded inside of Chrome. That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But Mozilla's like, hey, this is, if we go through here and we go through all the blah, 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 we will move with urgency. AI is changing software, but the line I am looking for is, here we go. Firefox will grow from a browser into a broader ecosystem of trusted software. It will remain our anchor. It will evolve into a modern AI browser and support a portfolio of new and trusted software additions.
I believe that this is going to be awful, what I'm going to say, but simply Firefox had a good run. It lost. It's not coming back by modifying what it has. If anybody is going to usurp Chrome, that's going to be some new idea. It's not going to be, hey, let's modify Safari. And I'm intentionally changing now, kind of like it's all of a sudden going to become, to do something that it couldn't do the last 10 years.
Yeah. Now, on the flip side, there's a project called WaterFox that is a fork of Firefox, and they're saying, heck no, we're not going to do this. So, now supposedly in Firefox you'll be able to switch it off. Now, in fact, this browser that I'm showing you right now, where I'm sharing, is Firefox, because I've got it completely stripped down. I don't have any extension. Whereas in Chrome, I'm using Chrome to stream. I use Firefox to show the show. Right, just because I like to keep things separate. I could have just easily used Safari, but what WaterFox is saying, it's like, what's a browser used for? For browsing the internet. Putting an LLM between you and it's just, I'm not happy about. And again, Firefox is supposedly going to allow you to turn it off, but it's still there. How many times do you put something in and forget to turn it on and turn it off, but it still works?
So here's the thing that I don't get. And I would really like if somebody can enlighten me in comments, kind of what is a good example of something that would be useful in that scenario? Like, book a flight, here's my credit card, do it? I don't think so. Find me a flight, maybe, but I don't need specific browser for that kind of. I just go to gemini.google.com or OpenAI and it finds a flight. right? So I'm not sure what those types of browsers are supposed to do. I don't understand it really.
I don't either, unless they're going to try to take, like what we're using ChatGPT and Claude Desktop and those kinds of tools for. Like, if I'm going to ask a quick phrase, I'll just ask it in the browser bar. Right, I'm looking for, best price on flights to, or best price on flights to Florida, 2025. Right, I'll go to that. However, if I've sort of thought about it a little bit more, I'm going to head over more towards a chat tool,
ChatGPT,
to start working out the fuller idea.
Yeah.
And
but why do you need a special browser for that? That's my question. Both of those cases are kind of work perfectly well in any existing browser that you want, right?
Unless they're trying to Sherlock that whole thing and kill off the chats, and just let your browser be that all-in-one thing.
Yeah, but that's where Google is going anyway. You type something in the address bar, and it's increasingly a combination of search results and then direct AI response from Gemini, and that will probably be increasing over time. So your URL bar or whatever it's called is becoming your chat interface. Then you can open Gemini or OpenAI, ChatGPT in a separate browser. You get that chat field. I honestly don't get it. What else is there? Except, so here's my theory.
Okay.
I think that vendors in general are having a real problem that almost whole market is covered by two platforms. One is Apple, right? Kind of, you want to be on iPhone? Well, you need to go through me. Kind of like you need to follow my rules. You need to pay what kind of like you can access only the things so that I allow you to access, and so on and so forth. That's why Meta and others are trying to build glasses as replacement. Kind of like, hey, apart from this potentially being a good idea, kind of like I can finally get you to use me as your main platform for interaction, where I make the rules. Now on desktop, what is that? That's Chrome, right? Basically, Google controls all the variations of interactions you will do, in this case with AI, but with most other things. Kind of, it's completely controlled by Google. I think that's the primary reason, not because new browser is going to be so much better, but that's the primary reason why OpenAI, why Perplexity, why everybody's building a browser now. Everybody's trying to convince you that you should be in their browser because it's so much better, while in fact it's more or less the same.
Yeah. All right. How do we end up in that? Oh, it's because I started talking about this. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, I guess. Goose, which is one of the agent things, they announced this week a code mode. It's like, okay, whatever. And they put it in Goose. I thought they already had it. Again,
I also thought it's probably a variation of what they already had. Yeah.
We introduced an open source implementation of this idea in a new platform extension called Code Execution. Our implementation generates a JavaScript interface representing the connected MCP tools and then lets the model write code, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's the reason why it matters. Okay, so here's why it matters.
Now I get it.
Instead of exposing tools directly to the model, an MCP client can generate all the things, right? So supposedly the benefits are model can progressively discover, model can chain tool results together, and then pre-training data sets become more efficient because you're not going towards.
This is merging the benefits of MCP with skills.
Correct. Which we'll talk about skills in a minute. Yeah. So that's now available. It's available in the Goose UI and Goose CLI with 1.17. And our buddy Mike Neal helped out. You okay? You still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I can't see. Speaking of models that came out this week, we had two. We had GPT 5.2 codecs. Well, actually, they had another variation too, but this is the only one I cared about.
Okay.
So now, in theory, we can use 5.2 codecs that will blow away every possible other coding model that exists in the world. Oh, no.
Oh, really. It's light years ahead of everything until the next one comes.
Yeah. Well, supposedly it's better than its other 5.2s and 5.1s.
Yeah.
So, okay, good. Well, here's the thing we have to do. Okay, we're poking at it, but here's what matters, I think. Codecs, both of these on the left, obviously are better than 5.2 for software bench and faster than 5.1. That's good. But then it's also better than Codex Max 5.1. So these kinds of things, this is what we expect to see.
Yeah. I mean, they're improving it. That's great, right? I don't think that in my head, personal experience, which I cannot prove, it's still behind both Gemini and Anthropic.
Yeah.
It's not there yet.
Here's a capture the flag challenge, and you can sort of see how accurate it is over time that's built up here. So that's
yeah.
So now we don't need to go to do any more security conferences. We'll just have our models answer it for us. And then I guess everybody can go do whatever it is they do at the conferences. Okay, vulnerability discovery, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, long post. By the way, everything is already linked down in the YouTube description if you want to see these links. So that was Codex. Then also Gemini 3 Flash came out. We had Gemini 3 last week, right? Or a couple weeks ago, and now we got 3 Flash.
Okay. I cannot follow anymore.
Yeah, I can't either. So last month it was Gemini 3 with Gemini 3 Pro and DeepThink. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Now we have Flash.
Okay.
So starting today, rolling out to millions of people. It's in the API. It's in the app. So it's frontier intelligence at scale, and then they're comparing against.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's the one that I'm likely to use most of the time when I'm in a browser. Right? When I'm in, in a coding agent, I want thinking most of the time. I just don't bother switching for rare occasions where I don't want thinking. But then, quick questions like, the things that I go to browser to, I really don't need to spend more time than necessary.
Yeah, and then it goes through more stuff, much like the GPT. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. So
yeah.
Whatever. All right, so those are 2. Which one is missing here?
Anthropic.
Yep, I haven't seen anything yet this week.
Did they not this week? Come on, can you skip a week without a new model that is groundbreaking and generational leap? That's unacceptable.
I guess they did. Something new here, developers can now submit applications to ChatGPT. You used to be able to create your own applications. Now you can submit your own applications.
Another one that's similar to my browser run. I don't understand this. I don't understand apps there. Do you understand the point of having apps there?
I don't. Other than
maybe really for casual users, those who kind of simply literally live in browser all the time.
Yeah, I guess, because I can't think of a good reason to do it. This is just the beginning. Speaking of beginning, skills for organizations, partners, and the ecosystem. So there was a skills announcement. Okay, so just go with this. So now you can do it across an organization. So as an admin, you can have admin skills. That's good, right? If you're going to use skills, if you're not going to use MCP, you're going to use skills, then you can share them across the organization. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Right? Nice and easy. You can discover, create, and edit new skills. Then we also have this.
I don't like it. Here's the thing. The reason why I like MCP is that when I create something like that and say, hey, I created this that other people should benefit for, right?
Yeah.
I want it to be at least on a path towards 2 things. First, some kind of distribution mechanism. What you just showed me is not a real distribution.
Correct.
Right? And second, at least remote possibility or likelihood that this will be usable outside of specific tool, right? Because I don't think even organizations, I know that there are some organizations that make a deal, kind of like, okay, we're paying Cursor yearly fee or whatever, and all our people use Cursor, period. Kind of like nobody's allowed to do anything else. That's especially with Copilot. Copilot is big in that area, right? But there are so many organizations where actually you have that freedom, right? And you can say, hey, some developers in this organization prefer IDE. Use VS Code, use Cursor, whatever you want. Some organizations prefer Claude Code. I'm one of those. Cool. How do I distribute skills to those two groups of people? It's beyond me. I don't understand.
I don't either. But let's keep going through because I'm not done yet.
Okay.
So a skills directory. So now there's more connectors. They call them here. So they already have things provided from Canva, Cloudflare, Figma, Notion, Atlassian, right? So you just automatically drop them in. Admins. So to me, this is reminiscent of certain applications for Slack have to be approved by an administrator before they're available. So to me, that's if you're using it within an organization, that's what that works out to be. Those overlays went wonky. Then here's the true announcement out of this whole thing. It's just the very last little thing. This is the one more thing in job speak. We're also publishing an agent skills as an open standard. Like MCP, we believe skills should be portable across tools and platforms. The same skills should work whether you're using Claude or any other AI platforms. So that site is agentskills.io. This came out Wednesday evening, U.S. time.
You should have said that before my rant against it.
No, it's fine. I had to hold something. So remember, we talked about Linux Foundation getting the new AI. What was it? AIFF is an audio file spec. Whatever it was. We talked about it last week. The new sub-foundation of Linux Foundation. This isn't in it yet, but neither was MCP is because it's been out for a year. Yeah. So the question is, they'll probably hang on to this until it's a little more golden, and I imagine it'll get dropped in there as well.
I mean, that depends, kind of. You cannot just drop something day one.
Yeah.
Unless you get buy-in from other vendors. I'm seeing now. Okay,
so
wait.
Here's the other vendors, because GitHub Skills now exist as well. So in .github, you can put in a skills directory, and off it goes.
I don't get it. Sorry. So all those are supporting now skills.
Correct.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm changing my mind about skills. Okay. What's the URL? agentskills.io?
IO, correct. And this is just the spec site. That's all this is.
Yeah, I don't care about specs. I mean, I don't care about spec, but if are supported by leading AI development platforms, very
look
cool.
At it. Open Code, Cursor, and Claude. To me, and VS Code.
And VS Code, yeah, that's kind of like 95%.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
So
okay.
So if you don't know skills, now is probably the time to start understanding them, even if you don't want to, because your tools are using them.
Very, very, very cool.
Did I just give you new videos to do?
Oh, you
That's my job.
I need to think how much work I have now to. Yeah.
It's just Christmas. Okay. Again, remember, your daughter said she doesn't care.
Yeah. Very cool.
Okay. All right. One more Claude thing. Actually, a couple things. There was this post. Okay. People at Anthropic, do me a favor. Yeah, you listening at Anthropic. You have an RSS feed for some things and not an RSS feed for other things. The one thing you don't have an RSS feed for is your blog. You have another feed somewhere else. I can't remember what the feed is, base feed is, which I get some of the information, but then I found this actually in the blog. It wasn't over in the other feed. Get an RSS feed, please, Anthropic.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a whole article here about how to configure and use hooks. Now, we're very familiar with hooks. We've used hooks in Git. We've used hooks in you name it. Subversion, I had hooks. So hooks are a wonderful thing. But here's the different. So they list them all out here. Of course, it's in the documentation, but look at all this, which I haven't read it. A pre-tool use, permission request, post-tool use, so you have your pre and posts, pre-compact, session start, stop, subagent stop. Right.
Yeah.
So it takes you through all. Okay, what do I want to do? What is this extra thing that I want to do as this hook fires?
Yeah, exactly. This is not new, right? It's
This is not
blog
new.
post. Okay,
This is just a new
cool.
blog post.
My head was now exploding. How did I? Is this now different than hooks? Okay, cool.
No. It's been there. Now, whether or not it's every hook had existed, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that's that. So that's hooks, in case you were still trying to figure it out. Okay, we do have time. All right, so JetBrains announced this week that you can now bring your own key to the IDEs. So you don't have to do AI subscription through JetBrains at all. You just bring whatever keys you want.
Nice.
What's
I'm not
least-
sure how that. You still need to pay for JetBrains, right?
Still got to pay for JetBrains.
Yeah, nice.
Which is fine. That's well, and they do have the IntelliJ IDE, but I'm not sure if I have to be careful because it used to be called CE, right? It was the completely community edition, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure now that they've merged community edition into IntelliJ and they just have the single. I don't know if the AI works inside there. I would have to guess it does because JetBrains has been pretty cool about all that over time. So I'm, as long as you're, I don't think they really care about that.
Yeah.
But they also have providers and stuff. So bring your own key.
Very cool.
A lot of times, you buy these little one-off tools and they're $20 a month, or just because basically they need some way to pay for their token usage.
Yeah.
Well, there's now a site called BYOK.tech, bringyourown-key.tech.
Okay.
And right now they only have a single. Well, here's the concept. When you pay for Jasper, Copy AI, or any AI subscription, you're mostly paying for access to the same underlying models. In other words, the app is just a wrapper, which is what we've said all along.
Okay.
Right? So you can get your own API key in about 2 minutes. With your own key, you only pay for what you use. Most people spend $1 to $5 a month on API calls, not $20 plus. Or run models locally on Olama and pay nothing at all. So what these are applications to where you put in your own key. Right now there's only one. It's called Voca. I believe that's how they say it. And it's for voice to text with AI formatting, record, transcribe, and turn your voice notes. So we were talking about Monologue earlier, the one that I'm testing for voice. This one might be one to look at. It's €40, so you pay that one time, and then bring your own key. Off you go.
You have no idea how this makes me happy. Because look, I pay for Anthropic right now, and for OpenAI, and for a few others, right? And when I see a new tool that, so I should get a new subscription, it's fine if it's subscription for that tool, but I have no incentive to pay that includes AI costs. So kind of, if a tool tells me $20 a month, and with everything included, or $5 a month, which is this tool itself, and put your own key, I'm going to choose the latter. It's not necessarily going to save me money. Simply, I don't want more AI keys. I just don't. Enough.
Yep. So they're working on a handful of other apps. One is called Shoot for file and data operations, Chalk for design or diagrams. Invoicing is Tally, and Leaf is distraction-free writing. Now, they're all going to be, at this point, €40, except for Shoot. Shoot's going to be $70. let me go back to what Luther said here. I'm impressed with the Anthropic leading the industry and setting standards like MCP and skills.
Yes.
They understand the ecosystem and platform better than the Gemini team.
100%. I would actually change that sentence, Luther, and say better than any other team.
Yeah.
Better than any other team. Kind of, they simply come up with new ideas all the time. They're not afraid to experiment. They're probably ahead of everybody else feature-wise, and they're not trying to. They're building less of those features that are forever going to be only for their tool. MCP is the proof. Skills is now the proof. I was so negative to it until this very moment. It's awesome. Well done.
Your video this week, which I lost the thumbnail, you were talking about distributed tracing and Jaeger.
Distributed tracing, yeah. I got a lot of thanks in that video. Kind of, thank you, it's not AI.
Not about what it just was. It just wasn't AI.
Yeah. Scroll down. There aren't many comments. There are maybe 3 comments in total, and those are the comments. That's fine.
Yeah. So here's the new tool I want to show. It just came out today. It's called Design OS. You've heard me talk about Agent OS that helps me go through and do planning. Well, this is a designer for front ends. Its whole purpose is to take you through and build the front end, and you can still do the back end yourself, however you want to do it.
Okay.
So if you think about it, when I was using Agent OS, I'd just say, give me a front end. And if I thought about it, I might say, okay, don't use React, use anything else, but whatever, right? I could do that. Whereas Design OS is purpose-built to generate React components and something else, wherever it is. I saw it, which, okay, whatever. You know, I'm not a big React fan, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, that's really cool.
As long as I don't have to write it, it's fine, right? That's
my main complaint with those, and this is talking for me exclusively, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't apply to most of other people, is that I'm sick of switching from tool to tool indefinitely. I want those things to work in my agent of choice.
right.
That's what I want. Kind of
Well,
like I want to say in Claude Code, in my case, you use cursor or whatever you want. Kind of like, hey, I would like to design this up, and it's, I don't know whether it's MCP skill, whatever it is, I don't care. It's connected somehow and says, oh, wait a minute. If you want to design this up, let me talk to this guy,
Yeah.
right? And it will guide you through it.
Well, this is basically a set of skills for Claude, is all it is.
Yeah.
So let's just set it up the way it says to do it. I'm just gonna copy
Is this
paste.
what you just said? That's a skill?
Yeah.
I thought it's a separate project, kind of like you need to go somewhere else. Okay, cool. cool.
No. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the. It's sort of wonky, but that's fine. I don't really care. Let's do npm install. Okay, so we'll download the internet. If I go away, that's why. I think I have all the. Oh no, it's already done. Okay, great. And then run the dev thing. I can do that. And then it's using Vite or whatever it is. Then open Claude. So let me get a new tab here. Claude. And yes, proceed. Oh, you know what I forgot to do here? Let me get out of this for a second. I need to unset that. Unset CI as your friend. I have CI set to true because this machine runs as an agent for Jenkins. So, so anytime I'm interacting with a window, I have to pop it. And here's how I can tell you. If you remember above, it was all monochrome.
Yeah.
And now I have colors.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I forgot to turn that off. And I'm using an old version. Okay, hang on a second. This isn't good either. Because I thought I updated this the other day. Hang on. Give me a second. I'm sorry, I meant to do this earlier. You can see how far I'm out of date on this one. Yeah, okay, yeah. Now there are a few other things I needed to update there anyway, so that's fine. So we'll see. And I also want to, when we go into Claude, I want to show you something else too that sort of made me go the other day in the Claude release notes. All right, Claude. So if we look at the release notes, oh, dang it. Really? It reset, unset CI. Release notes. Okay. So the release notes, hello? Oh, I know what it is. I forgot to tab out to get it. I see it, it sees the only thing, and then it doesn't go. Okay, so it's not showing me the release notes. Okay, something's wrong.
Maybe I have sometimes that happens to me. I think it's related to the size of
Oh, you're right.
or something.
You're right. Here, let me do. I do remember that too.
Well, not today.
Anyway, the thing that I saw was that with the new Anthropic Chrome extension, now you can use Claude, I think it was in 2072 or 71, to actually drive your local Chrome browser. Just because. Okay.
Okay.
Just whatever. Okay, open up Claude, run product vision to begin defining your product. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do this. Product vision. Simmering. Okay. I'd love to help you define your product vision. Actually, here, let me do one more thing. Let's take a quick look at, a look at what this project is before we do anything, just so we're not. So there's what was created. If I look in Claude, I've got commands, which is the one we just ran. What was it? Product vision. And we have skills. And it's a front-end design skill. It's just a single skill right now. That's all it is. Which is fine. It doesn't have to be heavy. What problem are we trying to solve? Okay, what problem are we trying to solve, Victor? This is front-end design. So what are we trying to solve?
Front-end design, I don't know. My website is ugly.
Okay. My website is ugly. It needs to be brought...
Oh, but you would need to be in the project, right?
I am. Into the 1990s. Where do we start? Are you redesigning an existing website or building something new? It's an existing. I'd love to understand more about it. What will it do? Who are the main users? Starting with fresh new service. What's the idea I want to bring to life? It's existing. It's just slow and ugly. I should have thought of something better here to come up
So
with
this is some kind of workflow. Basically, it kind of guides you step by step. You answer something and it comes back based on that on the next question. Cool.
Yeah. So it's going. This sends down a bad path here. So you can save it as your own template. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Next step's okay.
Nice.
Requirements. You got to have Node and NPM and an agent. It's built for Claude Code. Installing your exported components. So when you export your designs, you'll get production-ready React components. Your target base needs React and Tailwind. That was the other thing I was trying to remember. And the backend can be anything. And the workflow is product planning, so product vision, product roadmap, data model, design tokens, and application shell, whatever all that's about. And then you get into the design and then export, and off you go.
Nice.
And there's a dev server. That's the reason why we got this running over here, I guess. Not that one. This one. So if there was something that, as it creates it, we can actually see it, I guess. It's interesting. I mean...
Yeah. It's... I really like workflows in general, kind of.
Yeah.
unsure whether I should create my own workflow to be how I think through it or use existing one, but workflows are cool for AI. Very useful, actually. And it's very low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, and there's two implementations here that I thought was interesting. One's incremental, and one's one-shot. And it's nice to have both options, I think, because sometimes you might
as long as you use only one of those two.
don't use them both at the same time. Yeah, that could be. So how it works incrementally, it goes through the foundation, it goes through shell, and then goes through sections. And then it creates the milestones. That's very interesting. And using plan mode section.
Nice.
Okay. We saw the good part here. Let's look at one shot. Adding additional notes and off you go, which is fine too. Sometimes you just need a one shot, right? Just like give me something to get started with. Like just give me an idea. And if it turns out to be better than an idea, then it's great. You've got it. When to use a one shot? Smaller products, prototypes, which is the concept I was talking about, or something that is familiar. We're doing an invoicing system. We're building yet another invoicing system, or a time tracking system, or to-do list. Answer all the questions first, review the plan, test incrementally. Even a one-shot test or... Oh, okay. So it just came out today. It's called Design OS.
Nice.
Okay. I think that's it. Because I could go down the rabbit hole, and we don't need to go down the rabbit hole for this. So, Luther, patiently waiting for Victor's next 3 videos about agent skills.
I'm not sure whether it will be 3, but the truth is that I'm a Claude Code fanboy, but I'm trying to avoid anything that works only in Claude Code.
Just
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yes, I have my prompts stored in .claude/commands, but if you copy them anywhere else, they still work. Skills didn't until or at least that's what I thought until today. So now it's something that I might be using myself. And when I say myself, always building something for somebody as well. And then it might become a video, yes.
Yeah. Let me, so I went back to where I had CI equal to true, or CI set, so now I can see the release notes. Here's the added Claude and Chrome beta feature. Now it works with Chrome extension to let you control your browser directly from Claude Code. That was in 72.
Yeah.
So we have AIs controlling AIs of AIs.
I don't know. It's probably. I'm pretty sure that many people find it useful. I just never bought into.
Well, I haven't used it. Yeah, I haven't used it at all. Trying to see if there was anything else. An improved add mentions speeds up whatever and get. What happened in 73? Because that just came out. Links. Nothing. A theme command. An improved theme command. Okay, good.
Okay, nice.
NVS code. Add tab. Icon badges.
That's the curious thing. I think it's, we are so used to, at least those of us using Claude, that there are really useful, drastic new features released so frequently. So that when I see a release like this, it's kind of, I'm almost disappointed. Oh, it's been a week without groundbreaking feature. What is this?
Yeah, that's okay. Well, at least I figured out why I couldn't see release notes, but then it also confuses me why wasn't I seeing release notes. Whoops, what happened to me? That's weird. Okay, well, anyway, I'm typing things. Not here next week. Not here the next week. So 2 weeks off, we'll be back on, I guess, January 9th, if I'm doing the math right. Okay.
Yes.
Which is good for everybody that was with us here live today. Thank you very much. If you... Okay, what was I thinking about? So, Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
Merry Christmas. What else is there? Happy Hanukkah.
We just had Hanukkah just started, correct? Or
okay.
It just was. And then New Year's Eve, whichever one. Just happy all the holidays.
Yeah.
Not just happy holidays, happy all the holidays.
All of them.
Oh. as Luther says. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. We'll be back after the start of the new year. The podcast is not stopping, so we have an episode every Wednesday coming out. The Christmas episode is much lighter than normal, which is normal for us. But then we get into the review on, I guess that's New Year's Eve. And then on the 6th, whatever that first true Wednesday in, is there a false Wednesday? I don't know. The first Wednesday in January is our predictions for 2026. You might be surprised by some of them, or maybe you won't. Okay, so we're at peace. Be excellent to one another. Yeah, that's a great way to end it. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you back in 3 weeks. Am I doing math right? Okay, 3 weeks. All right, we'll talk to everybody then. Have a great holiday season.